ladies, and welcome to your second trimester. In this trimester, you're in for a lot of bodily changes, and one of the changes most definitely will be your belly will start to change and accommodate the growing fetus. So, with that said, you want to get your core strong. Not because you're trying to get your six-pack abs and maintaining a really strong abdominal muscle so that you can return back to your pant size, but more importantly, you're trying to get your core strong so that you can maintain a better spinal alignment, maintain the fact that you are gaining weight through this region, and you can support the uterus and the bladder and all the organs. So with that said, the core refers to not just pulling the belly in, it refers to lifting the pelvic floor, engaging the lower belly, and engaging the back called the multifidus. Working also with your breath. So there is a blog that talks all about core activation and really breaks down how to do that. I'm going to highly recommend that you go back to that blog. We'll link it in so that you can really learn to isolate those muscles and integrate them in. Within this workout, I would like for you to try to maintain your core either within each repetition or try to get through this set. I would like for you to also try to play around with how tight that core is active, meaning like how much are you pulling in your pelvic floor, your lower belly, a little bit of your back. Are you really trying to engage? Can you do another set with maybe having a little bit less engagement but not losing your form? This way you're trying to really teach your body how to be prepared for all different activities. So with that said, let's focus in on how to get your core. So we're going to focus in on planks first. A great way to activate the abdominals, the belly, for that matter, the back, as well as the pelvic floor. So the higher the incline level, the easier this exercise is. You can always start with the kneeling position. And you can just start with just trying to hold this position here. That may be where you are today. You can also straddle or take off your base. And you can have your arms up, and you may be staying right here. You might add a push-up in. You might also say, go down, down onto your forearm, up, up. I call that the down, down, up, up of planks. And again, you can always move back to your knees. So once you've done a series of planking, you might do 8 to 12. You might tell yourself a certain number of seconds. Once you've gone from there, you will then, with your cables already attached, grab a hold of your cables, knuckle down, and go into a kneeling position. Open up your legs to accommodate that baby. You're now letting your body relax down. Keep your spine aligned, and you're going to lift your arms up a little bit so that you drop the shoulder blades down the back. And then you're going to think about making an L shape with your elbows, coming elbows and then going to your sides, and then you're going to come up nice and slow. So you're pulling your arms out and back in. And I make that point because a lot of people will do pull-ups, keeping their arms really narrow and shoulders go up to your ears. So almost think about arcing those elbows out and around as you perform a pull-up. So once you've done that, you'll knuckle down, straddle, let your cables go, handles go once the glide board's down, and then you go into a series of squats. Now what's nice here is you have the glide board for feedback. So you can try to squat it to where you touch the board. You can go down even lower. And you're also getting your legs into a wider squat, which might feel a little bit more comfortable here. So we've done push-ups, a lat pull down squats. You're going to go back to planking again. Now option one is maybe now you have the board in an open position. And maybe you move your arms up and down. You're like, maybe that doesn't feel great. So come back, planking. Start with a body sway, forward and back. Keep your arms, your elbows, your wrists, elbows, and shoulders aligned. You can practice a sway side to side. You can practice more swaying through the hips, rotation. You can just be maintaining that plank, but adding a little bit of movement into it to stimulate that core a little bit more. Going from a plank, you'll transition back to grabbing your pulleys, knuckle back down into that kneeling position. You can go onto your belly if that's still comfortable, spine aligned, and then you can pull straight back. Now start with getting that back warmed up, and then you can move right into the lovely surfer, where you come up, adding those arms pulling back. Now I know I sometimes felt really tight in my chest, so I would bring my hands up to the sky and almost keep my palms facing forward and opening up my chest with this exercise. You're going to knuckle down straddle, glide board comes down, you can disengage the pulley, and then you can move into a side plank. Again, higher is easier. You might start on your knees. You might have one leg out straight, and you might lift it up. You might have your glide board open and stabilizing the board and lifting up. These are all your options that you have available to you. But you're thinking about keeping your spine nice and aligned. Shoulder and elbow are aligned as well. You're not leaning forward or back. Top hand can assist or can reach, again, wherever you are. Bring the glide board down. And then just note, you can do the same side planking here. Because if you have the toe bar attachment, you'll transition into a kneeling plank, where you're opening up the glide board and then coming back in. And then from here, again, you can go into the planking on this side, where you're thinking about this shoulder stabilization, or you go back to the planking here for the side plank series on your left. Once you've done your planks, you can then reattach your cable. You're going to move into hands and knees. So from here, knuckle down and then kneel down. And you're just going to focus in on your balance first. Make equal weight through your knees and your hands, and then you're going to let one arm go. Keeping your spine nice and aligned, tailbone to the sky. You pull straight back and slowly forward. I'm going to recommend you do one side, and then you complete a number of repetitions on the other side. Then you'll take your left leg and then your right arm, and you might just first practice stabilizing here. You are as much thinking about the right arm and the left leg as you are about the right knee and the left hand are coming in towards each other. Think of a diagonal line occurring so that you are engaging that core a little bit more, and you're trying to, again, put a little bit more weight through that stabilizing knee, and you can lower the leg down as you pull back and then lift up. So you can add a little bit of opposite arm and leg reach. You can even bring the knee in and back. You get as creative as you want. Again, you're working on that stabilization. And then you can just slowly knuckle down, one foot down, guide the glide board down, and let yourself just hang back for a well-deserved child's pose. And if it feels too much, you can let your hips go to the high to the sky, and you're just letting your chest open. And to further accentuate that opening, caddy corner your knees, let's say to the right. Take your right arm and reach for the left rail, and then you just sit back, feeling that stretch all along the right side. And then again, so you caddy corner your knees to one side, so this side the left arm will reach toward the right rail, and then you just sit back for a well-deserved stretch. I like to sneak my right arm through and really open up my rib cage even just a little bit more. And then like any routine, you can add on more stretches as you wish.